Carlos Espí has joined Real Madrid on a 5-year stay worth 25 million euros. And one of the most remarkable things about that signing is the speed with which the whole thing was completed. From Real Madrid talking about signing him to him joining and actually being presented as a player of the team, everything happened in about 2 to 3 days, and that's quite abnormal, even for a team like Real Madrid. The 21-year-old Spaniard scored 11 goals for Levante last season, ending that season as their highest goal scorer. And he even already made his debut for Real Madrid. He played in the 2-2 draw against Fiorentina in Real Madrid's first preseason game, coming on for Hendrick in the 75th minute. And in the few minutes that he played, I think he gave a good account of himself. Carlos Espí is going to be joining the horde of new players that are arriving at Real Madrid this summer. Ibrahima Konate is joining from Liverpool. Bernardo Silva has joined from Manchester City. Cucurella has joined from Chelsea. Denzel Dumfries joined from Inter Milan. Yan Diomande is going to be joining from Leipzig. And potentially, Rodri is also going to be joining as well. While Carlos Espí might be the less heralded signing of all of these players that have joined Real Madrid, could he actually be the most significant of all of these players that has joined Real Madrid? Let's take a deeper look at this. And we're going to be looking at the need, the fit, the value, and the risk involved in this signing. So let's talk about the need. Does Real Madrid need a new attacker? Does Real Madrid need Carlos Espí? I think the answer to this is an obvious yes. Gonzalo Garcia has left Real Madrid for Fulham. The other striker that Real Madrid once had in Alvaro Rodriguez, he has also left for Bournemouth. Hendrick was loaned out last season to Lyon, although he's back in the team. And he has not been trusted, and he has not been shown to be trusted enough to actually lead the line for Real Madrid. And he might also be leaving as well, might be leaving on loan or even be sold in this transfer window as well. So we can see that Real Madrid actually needs someone to lift the attacking burden off Kylian Mbappé. There might also be games where Kylian Mbappé might not be up to it, maybe just having a bad game, might get injured, might be red carded. So there's definitely need for someone to actually to step in and fill in the role that Oselu was sort of filling when we had Oselu and Benzema. So Real Madrid actually needs someone that can lift up the goal scoring burden from off Kylian Mbappé. It can't be Kylian Mbappé and Vinicius Junior that are going to be doing the goal scoring. Yeah, and it's also possible the possibility that Vinicius Junior might be leaving Real Madrid for us now is also there. So Real Madrid actually needs someone who can actually score, who can take up that goal scoring burden off Kylian Mbappé. So the need for an attacker, the need for a new striker is obvious here. And someone who just scored 11 goals last season in the La Liga is actually the kind of striker, the kind of profile that Real Madrid needs at the moment. So for need, I'm going to be scoring this a 9 out of 10. So let's look at the fit as well. Does Carlos Espí fit into Real Madrid? I think this is also an emphatic yes. Carlos Espí is someone who is good aerially. He can score with both foot. He scored 11 goals last season, for crying out loud. And he also has this presence. He has a presence in the 18 compared to someone like Gonzalo Garcia, who can be inconspicuous at times, in the opponent's area. He's also not as exuberant as Hendrick, but he can actually make his presence felt in the opponent's 18. He also has a very good positioning. He has a way that he can position himself, to get behind the defenders and score and finish his goals. He's also very good at finishing. He can finish with his right, with his left. He can finish both inside the box, outside the box. He's good aerially. So I think this is actually a kind of profile that fits into the way Real Madrid might want to play. It fits into the way Jose Mourinho might play. It fits into the right kind of profile that you would want to bring on for Kylian Mbappé. So I think for fit, this is also going to be for me an 8 out of 10. So let's look at the value that Real Madrid paid for Carlos Espí. Real Madrid triggered his release clause, which is about 25 million euros. And I think for a 21-year-old striker who scored 11 goals last season, whose stock is on the rise, this is actually a very huge bargain for Real Madrid. I think if Real Madrid have allowed Carlos Espí to stay one more season at Levante, Real Madrid is going to be paying like 2 or 3 times what Real Madrid pay for him currently. And it's not only Real Madrid that are going to be looking for a signing. Real Madrid will have to battle with teams in the La Liga, teams in the French League, and even in the German Bundesliga for a signing. I think Real Madrid has got themselves a very good signing here. Real Madrid have got themselves a bargain. getting someone of that quality, is of the right age, is very good, his finishing is remarkable for just 25 million euros. I think this is a bargain here. So for value, I'm going to be scoring this an 8 out of 10. So finally, let's look at the risk involved in this signing. I think the risk involved here might actually be the fact that it might be hard for Carlos Espí to actually get some game time. Would understand that Kylian Mbappé is going to be the starting striker. He's going to be the one to lead the line for Real Madrid in most of the games if he is fit. So one might already see the fact that it might be hard for Carlos Espí to get some games. So this might pose some threat to his chance of actually playing and showing what he is made of. So this is the risk that I see that is involved in this signing. Real Madrid has a lot of games to play, so this is also one angle to look at this whole thing for. There'll be a lot of games to play next season, so that the La Liga is there, the Copa del Rey is there, the Champions League is there. So Carlos Espí is going to get his chance in playing in those lesser games. One can also hope that Real Madrid kills off games very fast. If Real Madrid is playing a game and in like 60 or 65 minutes, Real Madrid, the team is already ahead, like a 2-0 or 3-0 up, then this is the opportunity for Jose Mourinho to sub off Kylian Mbappé and bring on someone like Carlos Espí to come and finish off the games. But if these kind of opportunities are few and far between, if the upcoming season goes the way last season went, when in the 75th, 80th minute, Real Madrid is still struggling to get a goal, then Carlos Espí is not going to get his opportunity to play. Because for as long as Real Madrid is still struggling to get goals, Jose Mourinho might not want to sub off someone like Kylian Mbappé. But I don't want to sub someone like Mbappé, and Carlos Espí might not be. I don't think he's that versatile that he can play anywhere across the attack. I think he's an out and out striker. He's someone who's a central striker who needs to play centrally. So you can't say, okay, you want to sub off someone on the right and bring in Espí. So if Real Madrid is struggling to win games, Carlos Espí might find chances few and far between, and this is where I think the risk lies here for this signing. So for risk, I'm going to score this a 7 out of 10. Overall, I think Real Madrid have gotten themselves a very good signing in Carlos Espí. He is very young. He's still developing. His stock is on the rise. He scored 11 goals last season. That's his double digit of return in the La Liga. So he has La Liga experience. He's used to being at the center of making things happen for a team in the La Liga. So I think this is a good signing. This is the kind of player that you can depend on to come off the bench to kill off games for you. This is giving me the same vibe that I had when Oselu was the striker that can bring off the bench to kill games for Real Madrid in place of Karim Benzema. So I think this is a very good deal. This is a signing that I think is going to actually work out for both Carlos Espí and for Real Madrid. So I'm going to be scoring this signing overall. I'm going to be giving it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know if you agree with my ratings, if you agree with the need, the fit, the value, and the risk involved in this signing. Drop your opinion in the comment section. Like this video, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will be seeing you on the next one. Bye.